My name is Josh. I'm the founder of Cannademix. You probably heard me say that 6 times today. But it means the world to see hundreds, thousands of people out here today from the rafters and everywhere to come out and celebrate a number of different things. But today we're here to celebrate community. We're here to celebrate unity. We're here to celebrate being together and what that actually means. So thank you all for coming out today and celebrating in such fashion. I don't think you guys understand. We've been here for 3 whole days. Okay, 3 days of cannabis activations, education here at the American Dream, completely for free. To be able to have an expungement clinic, paint sessions, and to create a family-friendly cannabis event has been absolutely monumental in removing the stigma and breaking another barrier in the culture. Give it up for yourselves. Huge round of applause, yo. I want to thank the American Dream for hosting us, for all of you here today who collectively believe in our mission and dream of building an industry that represents each and every one of us. Now to close our unity celebration here today, I need to thank the union, thank all of our sponsors, thank you Rowan University Air Wellness, thank you to Al Blabs and the team, thank you to Air for everything. Thank you to every one of our vendors who are out here right now. And thank you to the CRC, because without the CRC's blessing, we would not be able to have our keynote here today. The man who you've all been waiting to hear. Joining me is him who has demonstrated that he puts the people above all else first, a fellow Latino who has helped champion civil rights and provisions to include the legacy market in this new one, someone who has consistently voted against provisions that are clearly made for corporate interests, and an individual who legitimately cares about each and every one of you here. You might have seen him on Zoom or YouTube, and you might have seen him in the paper here or there. But today, we have that man in the flesh to discuss what the future of our industry looks like and how we build it together. Give me a round of applause for introducing the CRC's very own Commissioner Charles Barker!
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Your phone.
Go real quick. What?
Stay quiet. When you talk, stay quiet. Clear my. Testing. Can we get this a little louder? Can everybody hear me clearly? Just want to say, first and foremost, I want to thank Josh. I want to thank the Cannademix team for inviting the CRC to be here. Truly is a privilege and an honor to join you all tonight. As Josh said, my name is Charles Barker. I sit on the board of the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission. And before I get into my remarks, I just want to take a moment to take this in real quick. Because for me, I'll give you my story. I'm a young kid from northern New Jersey. We waited for this mall. And so to legitimately stand in a mall talking about cannabis is surreal. I don't know if you get that. If you look around, we are having a celebration about cannabis in a mall in northern New Jersey. That's monumental, and I want to thank you all for making it happen. Cannademix is doing great work merging cannabis education, cannabis community, and cannabis culture. I look around and I see the people. I feel the people, and it is really motivating. And so we're here to talk about the future of legalization. What does that mean? What does that mean for New Jersey? What does that mean for you? Before we envision where we're going, I want to take a brief moment to reflect about where we've been and where we are now. As the saying goes, to know where you're going, we have to know where we've come from. And for over a decade, our cannabis industry was stalled. We had a limited medicinal market and no adult use sales were allowed. So many potential patients were forced to take unnecessary risks, facing criminal penalties just to get or grow quality cannabis medicine, since so few conditions at that time qualified. Responsible adults were criminalized and over-incarcerated for legacy market activity. You all, the people, fought for years to expand the cannabis qualifying conditions for patients. You all fought for years to have cannabis legalized in New Jersey. And we saw the historic days take place when the Jake Honig Act and the Cream Act were signed into law. It wasn't easy, but the people and advocates pushed the legislature to get it done. And over the past 2 years, we at the CRC have laid some basic foundations and infrastructure needed to develop the cannabis industry in an equitable and safe manner. We expanded the medicinal cannabis market. We started adult use sales. And as we mark the agency's 2nd anniversary, know that we have made significant progress. We worked with you, the public, and advocates to develop rules for every class of adult use cannabis business. We tripled the number of medicinal dispensaries open to patients. We saw the first ever adult use legal sales occur 1 year ago today, generating significant tax revenue for our state, municipalities, and businesses. Based on our latest April numbers, the CRC has issued 61 annual licenses, 37 conversion licenses, and almost 1,100 conditional licenses. We have worked with our partner agencies in the state to develop some of the strongest capital grant, I repeat, not loan, grant programs and technical assistance programs in the country. Businesses are working with labor unions to build strong and equitable workforces. We are on the cusp of expanding license types for wholesalers, distributors, delivery services. We have a website with so many resources and educational material for the New Jerseyans, for the patients, for the customers, for applicants, municipalities, and many, many others. And we're moving forward with establishing cannabis consumption lounges, among many other initiatives. It's a solid start, but many of you here today know more can be done. It's important that we continue to build a cannabis industry that reflects Black and brown majority ownership across license types, among many other considerations. As we have seen, the market conditions still do not favor small, independent businesses getting off the ground, especially small, independent Black and brown businesses in Black and brown communities. Many find it challenging to convert their conditional license to an annual license due to capital constraints, municipal obstacles, and real estate hurdles, among other things. This means the goal of opening and running a cannabis business still remains elusive. We must continue to press forward and make progress on these fronts. The future of legalization is more public and private investment for these entrepreneurs. Yes, sir. The future of legalization is real estate owners acting in good faith with new cannabis businesses. The future of legalization is home grow. The future of legalization is municipalities opting in with social equity provisions that mirror or are better than the CRC's. It's promising when we see awardees, especially from the communities most harmed by the war on drugs, move through the application process and get closer to opening their doors. I am further encouraged by businesses such as the recently opened Black woman-owned medicinal dispensary in Atco that will soon be expanding into adult use sales. I want minority-owned, small, independently owned cannabis businesses, especially the Black and brown businesses that were most harmed by the failed war on drugs, to become the norm rather than the exception. I want people and families most harmed by the war on drugs to get a leg up to start their businesses. Looking towards the future of legalization, I'm confident we can get this done, especially with some necessary help. As we know, New Jerseyans overwhelmingly voted to legalize cannabis. Yet after 2 years, more than 300 municipalities are opted out of having cannabis businesses within their borders. Some of those that have opted in are levying very high licensing fees and making it very hard for the small business to get in. I urge these municipalities to opt in with equitable and safe policies modeled after the CRC. I urge academic institutions and educators to continue expanding cannabis information, cannabis knowledge, and cannabis research for the public, like we see today. People still incarcerated for cannabis offenses that are now legal should be freed, and their records automatically expunged where possible. There needs to be more public and private funding to provide capital for infrastructure and aspiring entrepreneurs so that our cannabis industry in New Jersey can scale equitably and fairly. Lawmakers should act to legalize homegrown, especially for patients, so that they can access safe and affordable medicine of their choice. I urge our state agencies to make government-owned properties available at distressed rates for cannabis businesses. There is so much state, county, and municipal-owned property throughout New Jersey that can be revitalized. I call on financial institutions, especially our state charter financial institutions, to create pilot programs that offer banking services at fair rates, especially for those most harmed by the failed drug war. And I invite all of you to be educated and engaged so that you can provide informed input and feedback to keep us accountable. Talk to your elected officials and let them know what you're going through. We must continue to move forward and press for these proposals to become a reality. These are the initiatives that will help develop and expand the mom and pop small businesses that we all want to see. I am pleased with initiatives like NJEDA's Cannabis Equity Grant Program that kicked off yesterday, and the no-cost, I repeat, no-cost cannabis training program by New Jersey Business Action Center. That's going to get started later this year. I'm glad that the CRC has been able to help create these programs with our agency partners. And I look forward to seeing these programs expand and more similar initiatives develop. And so, as we continue on our journey towards the future of legalization, remind yourself, why are you here? Why did you embark on the journey to enter the cannabis space? What motivates you to do this? Are you one of the awardees mentioned earlier? Maybe someone you know or a loved one has had their life impacted by discriminatory drug laws. I know that very well. I lived it, directly and indirectly. Maybe you or someone in your family was or is a part of the legacy market. Again, I know that all too well. Maybe you have dreams of one day working in the legal cannabis industry because you believe in the curative value of the plant and its medicinal benefits. Trust me, I know that story all too well. Not a day goes by I don't think about loved ones and how cannabis could have helped them. Perhaps you are here because 2 years ago, when cannabis was legalized, you saw the cream. You saw the money that could be made and the ability to put your family on a path to generational wealth. Maybe you saw the ancillary opportunities that stand to generate just as much revenue. Remember during the gold rush, a lot of people made money selling shovels. Whatever the reason, know that you could do this. It won't be easy. I repeat, it won't be easy. But New Jersey is in prime position to be a leader in the cannabis industry. So the opportunity should be there. We must fight the good fight and maybe, just maybe, get into some good trouble for the right reasons. But if we do that, I'm confident we can make significant progress. As we move forward, here's just a few things to keep in mind. First and foremost, the future of legalization looks like this room. It looks like this 3-day event. It looks like you. You have to believe, I can't stress that enough, I'm gripping this mic, man, you have to believe you can do this. And not because I'm saying it, but because you know you can. If you're in here, you know you put in the work. You know you've been attending events like this and you're growing in your knowledge of cannabis. You're developing your skills. You're establishing the support systems and the networks and the ecosystem that you need to guide you along. You did that, not me. So please, I cannot stress enough, remind yourself daily that you do belong in this industry. And then put the work in like you truly believe it. Those who are putting in the work, who feel like the barriers are too much, please, please don't give up. The road is darkest before the dawn. So please stick with it. Also, the future of legalization is bound to mature, so be flexible. The cannabis market here in New Jersey is still in its infancy. And the industry is likely to go through different changes in our state, nationally, globally, and being able to adjust to these changes can be very helpful. Nearly 70% of municipalities in New Jersey are opted out. And while many people see that as a bad thing, that's an opportunity. Many of our most populous cities are just beginning to open their doors. If we can focus on some of the proposals mentioned earlier, there can be ample room to build an equitable cannabis industry throughout our state. I believe the latest figures reported that New Jersey has generated from April to the end of December over $500 million in cannabis sales, nearly $500 million. The key to that is reports are suggesting that in the next few years, it's projected to reach billions of dollars. So the opportunities should present themselves. Be flexible in ways that allow you to stretch your imagination, that allow you to pivot if you have to, that allow you to collaborate with others. This may help you stay competitive and ahead of the curve. And I'll leave you with this. The future of legalization is love. Yes. Love is everything. Spread love and be kind. What you dish out, it can come back to serve you, so be careful how you treat other people, no matter where you are, no matter what room you're in. Respect your passion. Yes, donate to worthy causes. Support projects you believe in. But also protect the cannabis culture. There are so many people, I cannot stress this enough. There are so many people and families still incarcerated for things that are now legal. We are in a mall having a cannabis extravaganza while people are going through it, and we cannot lose sight of that. Right? We stand on the shoulders of giants to be able to do what we're doing today. So please don't take that lightly. Stay united in love and fight for the rights of others in the way cannabis advocates fought for and continue to fight for cannabis rights in New Jersey and across the globe. Spread your knowledge, spread your joy, spread your love, spread your wealth, and build community. Build back up your communities. Network and put yourself in rooms like this in positions that help grow your brand and get closer to your goals. Support each other as you progress through the industry. There's so much work to be done. Hopefully, there should be plenty of opportunities for you to make your mark on history as pioneers. I say that again, we're in the early stages of this. You all are pioneers in this newly regulated cannabis industry. Know that New Jersey is underrated and is quietly on its way to being a dynamic, equitable cannabis industry. We have more license types opening up, grant and technical assistance programs on the way, medicinal cannabis rules to be revised, the cannabis lounge process is moving forward, and hopefully other initiatives and actions can grow out of these efforts. So please be willing to take chances and believe in yourself as we here in New Jersey go farther together. I look forward to seeing what you all accomplish in the days and months and years ahead. Thank you all, and God bless.